My name is Ahmed Khan, and for the last 20 years I've been a simple factory supervisor in Multan. Long hours, aching back, but I never complained because everything I did was for my daughter, Ayesha. After her mother passed away when Ayesha was only 12, it was just the two of us. I worked double shifts so she could study in a good college. I skipped meals so she could have new books and decent clothes. But somewhere along the way, I lost her. Ayesha became distant after she got her degree and started working at a big marketing firm in Lahore. She rarely visited. Phone calls became shorter. When she did come home, all we did was argue about money. She wanted me to sell our old family house and move into a small apartment. "Baba, this place is falling apart. You're killing yourself for nothing," she would shout. That night was the worst. I had found an old metal box while cleaning the storeroom, my late wife's belongings. Inside were letters, photographs, and a faded notebook. I sat on the floor reading them until my eyes burned. Memories flooded me. My wife's gentle laugh, her dreams for Ayesha, and one strange entry in the notebook about the hidden papers from Uncle Rafiq. At 2:45 a.m., I called Ayesha. She picked up, voice sleepy and annoyed. "Baba, it's the middle of the night. What now, Ayesha Beda? I found something important. Your mother left papers, something about property, money maybe. Come home tomorrow. We need to talk." She laughed bitterly. "Again with these fantasies? Every month you find some hidden treasure story. I'm tired, Baba. Stop living in dreams and face reality. I'm sending help tomorrow whether you like it or not." The line went dead. I sat there, hurt and angry. Maybe I raised my voice too much in previous fights. Maybe I was too stubborn. But I never expected what happened next. At 3 a.m., loud knocking shook the door. "Police, open up." I opened it, confused. Two officers stood there, rain dripping from their caps. "Mr. Ahmed Khan, your daughter reported you as a danger to yourself and possibly others. She says you've been acting erratically, talking about hidden fortunes, and she fears you might harm yourself. She's waiting at the station. Please come with us quietly." I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. My own daughter called the police on me. The police station smelled of stale tea and wet uniforms. They took me inside, not in handcuffs but still under watch. I sat on a hard wooden bench, shivering in my damp clothes. A young constable offered me a cup of hot tea. I took it with shaking hands. Ayesha was sitting across the room behind a glass partition, eyes red from crying. When she saw me, she looked away. My heart broke into 1,000 pieces. This girl, whom I carried on my shoulders during Eid fairs, who used to run to me when she had nightmares, now saw me as a burden. An officer came over. "Your daughter is worried, sir. She says you refused to sell the house, talk about imaginary money, and she found you talking to yourself at night. She wants you to get help, maybe a doctor." I tried to explain about the box, the letters, but it sounded crazy even to me. "Please, just let me show her the papers," I begged. They shook their heads. "We need to follow procedure. A counselor will come soon." Time dragged. Every minute felt like an hour. I kept replaying my life. Had I failed as a father? After my wife died, I buried myself in work. Maybe I didn't listen enough. Maybe my dreams of a better life for us sounded like madness to her. Around 4:30 a.m., the station door opened again. A tall, well-dressed man in a crisp suit walked in, shaking rain from his umbrella. He looked important, silver hair, sharp eyes, and an air of quiet authority. The officers immediately stood straighter. The man scanned the room and walked straight toward the senior officer's desk. "I'm here regarding Mr. Ahmed," he said in a clear, confident voice. My daughter looked up, surprised. I stared, confused. Who was this man? The man introduced himself as Mr. Farhan Malik, senior executive and legal head at a major real estate and investment firm in Karachi. He showed his ID and some documents. The entire station suddenly treated the situation differently. He asked to speak with me privately. The officers allowed it in a small room. Ayesha was also invited, though she looked hesitant. Mr. Malik sat down and placed a thick folder on the table. "Mr. Ahmed, I've been looking for you for almost 6 months. Your late wife's uncle, Rafiq Sahab, was a silent partner in several successful ventures. He passed away last year and left everything in a trust. Your sub was the beneficiary, but she never claimed it because she didn't know the full details. After her passing, it passed to you and then to your daughter." He opened the folder. There were official documents, bank statements, and property deeds. Asha's eyes widened. This can't be real. Mr. Malik continued calmly. "It is very real. The total value is approximately 18 crore rupees, land in Lahore, shares in profitable companies, and cash deposits. Your father has been the rightful owner for years, but due to old paperwork issues and his simple lifestyle, it remained untouched. I found your contact after extensive searching. I couldn't speak. Tears rolled down my face. All those years of struggle, the double shifts, the skipped meals, the worry about Ayesha's future. It was never in vain. Ayesha stared at the papers, then at me. Her face went pale. Baba, I thought you were losing your mind. I was scared you'd refuse help and the house would collapse on you one day. I called the police because I didn't know what else to do. Her voice broke. I'm so sorry. Mr. Malik gave us time alone. Ayesha came and sat next to me, holding my rough, factory-worn hands in her soft ones. Baba, forgive me, she whispered, crying. I was so focused on my career, on looking modern and successful, that I stopped seeing how much you sacrificed. Every time you talked about hidden money or old papers, I thought it was grief talking. I became impatient. I forgot how you raised me alone. I hugged her tightly, the way I used to when she was little. Beta, I never blamed you. I only wanted you to be happy and secure. That's why I never gave up searching. Your mother believed in family legacy. Tonight, her belief saved us. She told me how stressed she had been at her job. Long hours, pressure to buy a fancy apartment, fear that I would become a burden in old age. Calling the police was a desperate, mistaken decision, born from love mixed with frustration. Mr. Malik returned with more details. The properties were in good condition. There was even an old family Haveli-style house in a prime location that my wife's uncle had preserved. We could sell some assets, keep the family home, and finally live without worry. The police closed the case with a smile. No charges, just a family matter resolved in the most unexpected way. By morning, the rain had stopped. Sunlight broke through the clouds as we left the station together. Ayesha held my arm like she did as a child. We went home, made fresh parathas and chai, and sat on the porch going through the old letters and new documents side by side. That same week, we visited the properties with Mr. Malik. Ayesha cried again when she saw the beautiful old house that belonged to her grandparents. This is our real home, Baba. We're not selling it. We'll fix it together. I finally retired from the factory with dignity. Ayesha shifted some of her work closer to Multan. We started a small family foundation in my wife's name to help other single parents and their children. The biggest gift wasn't the money. It was getting my daughter back. The late-night call that almost destroyed us actually brought us closer than ever. If you're watching this and feeling distant from your parents or children, please remember, sometimes the hardest moments lead to the most beautiful reunions. Never stop believing in family. Never stop talking, even at 3 a.m. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Drop your own family stories in the comments. I read every single one. The days after the police station felt like a dream. I kept waking up thinking the metal box and Mr. Farhan Malik were just my imagination. But every morning Ayesha was there, making tea exactly the way I like it, strong, with extra ginger. She had taken leave from her job in Lahore and moved back into our old house temporarily. We sat for hours going through every document. There were properties I never knew existed, 2 shops in a busy Lahore market, agricultural land near Multan, and shares that had grown steadily over the years. The total was even bigger than we first thought, close to 22 crore when everything was valued properly. At first, I felt overwhelmed. Beta, what will I do with all this? I'm just a simple factory man, I told her one evening while we walked in the courtyard. The old neem tree still stood tall, just like when she was a child. Ayesha smiled, but her eyes were serious. Baba, that's the point. You don't have to be just anything anymore. We'll do this together. Slowly, no rush. She helped me open a proper bank account and introduced me to financial advisors. I insisted on keeping things simple, no luxury cars or big shows. We fixed the leaking roof of our family home first. Then we repaired the broken boundary wall. Small changes, but they felt huge. One afternoon while cleaning, Ayesha found her mother's old dupatta. She held it to her face and cried quietly. That moment healed something deep inside both of us. We talked for hours about the past, my long work hours, her loneliness after her mother's death, the pressure she felt to succeed quickly. For the first time, there were no arguments. Only understanding. With money came new responsibilities and old memories. I decided to visit my old factory. My colleagues were shocked to see me in cleaner clothes, with Ayesha by my side. The manager, who had always been fair but firm, congratulated me. But not everyone was happy. Some distant relatives who had ignored us for years suddenly started calling. Ahmed Bhai, we always knew you would rise one day. Their sweet words felt bitter. One cousin even suggested I should help the family by giving large loans. Ayesha handled it firmly. Baba, we will help people, but only those who truly need it. Not those who disappeared when we struggled. We also visited the graveyard where my wife rested. I placed fresh flowers and told her everything that happened. Ayesha sat beside me, holding my hand. Ami, I'm sorry I doubted Baba. I promise I'll take care of him now, she whispered. On the way back, we stopped at the small school, where Ayesha studied as a child. The building was old and needed repairs. Without thinking, I told the principal we would fund new classrooms. The joy on the children's faces when they heard the news made my heart full. This was the real value of the money, bringing light to others. Not everything was smooth. Wealth brought its own problems. One night, about 3 weeks later, Ayesha received a threatening call. Someone from her old office had heard about our sudden fortune and demanded a share for past favors. When she refused, they spread rumors online that I had stolen the money. Ayesha was shaken. Baba, maybe this money is more trouble than it's worth. I sat her down. Beta, life always tests us. When we had nothing, people ignored us. Now they want to take. We will face this together. We hired a good lawyer on Mr. Farhan Malik's advice. The rumors were quickly proven false. But more importantly, the incident brought us even closer. Asha started teaching me how to use a smartphone properly. I showed her how to cook her mother's special dal recipe. We also started a small project, buying books and uniforms for underprivileged children in our neighborhood. Watching Ayesha interact with the kids reminded me of her younger self. She had the same kindness her mother had. One evening, she surprised me. Baba, I've decided to start my own small marketing agency here in Multan. I want to be close to you. No more big city stress. Tears came to my eyes again. My daughter was choosing family over career pressure. The police call at 3 a.m. had truly changed everything. 6 months passed. Our repaired family home now had a beautiful garden. We named it Noor Manzil after my wife, Noor. We established the Noor Khan Foundation. Its first project was a scholarship program for girls who lost their mothers early, just like Ayesha. We also helped several retired factory workers with medical bills. Ayesha and I traveled to Lahore to see the old Haveli. It was magnificent. High ceilings, traditional courtyards, and beautiful wooden doors. We decided to restore it and turn part of it into a community library and cultural center. During the restoration, workers found another hidden cupboard containing more letters from my wife's uncle. In one letter he wrote, "True wealth is not gold, but the love and respect of your children. Protect that above all." I read it aloud to Ayesha. She hugged me tightly. I almost destroyed that wealth, Baba, but you never gave up on me. Mr. Farhan Malik visited again and became a family friend. He said our story inspired him to spend more time with his own children. Today, as I sit on the porch of Noor Manzil watching the sunset, Ayesha brings me fresh chai. She is now running her agency successfully while managing the foundation with me. She even has a kind young man in her life who respects our family values. I often think about that terrifying night when police lights flashed outside my door. What seemed like the end of our relationship became the beginning of a new life. My daughter didn't just call the police that night. She called for help in the only way she knew, and in return, we both received the greatest gift, each other. To everyone watching this, cherish your parents while they are here. Listen to their crazy stories. Forgive quickly. Love loudly. Money can come and go, but the bond between father and daughter is priceless. If this story gave you hope, please share it with your family. Hit the like button and subscribe for more real-life emotional stories. In the comments, tell me, what would you do if your child called the police on you? Thank you for being part of our journey.